This is Saturday, May the 31st, and I'm with some friends here today. We're very close to a place called Scotts Bluff. It's a National Historic Site along the Oregon and the California trails, but south of there, where the trail had come through years and years ago, a place called Robidoux Pass. Robidoux Pass?
Yeah, it's Robidoux.
Robidoux, and the old trading post here, and the friends that are with me here today. Get up there. Jon and Annie.
Yes.
Y'all have been so kind to me, and I appreciate you bringing. It's quite a ways down here, bringing me down here. Okay, now, Jon, you tell us about this place. What am I looking at here, and how did the trail come? And
All right.
You were starting to narrate a minute ago, so just continue with that now and tell me.
All right, so basically what we're looking at is what we call the valley, and you can pretty much see 30-40 miles clear across, and I don't know if you can kind of see down there, but there's a row of trees, and that's what we call Platte River. And the wagons would follow the Platte River, and they would get up here to what we call that dome-looking rock. That's called Dome Rock.
That's a good name for a dome-shaped rock.
Yeah, and there's some badlands where it's really, steep, 90-degree drops. You can't really traverse that stuff unless if you have ropes and climbing materials and stuff like that. But they would originally come through here, and they would trade with the people that are already settled here, and this is what a trading post would look like. And they would come and they'd pull up with their wagons or whatever, and they would trade with the locals. And as you can see, there's a lot of trees, good cover for deer. There's now been some elk that have been roaming. They've implanted bighorn sheep. Last time I was out here, there were bighorn sheep walking around up here. Actually, there might be one up here. Looking right there at the end of that. Looks like there might be one right there. It's brown, but they've implanted about.
I see what you're looking at there. Let me zoom.
50.
It's in that little green cove up there you're talking
right there,
about.
In between, there's a big round plump tree, and then just to the right, it looks like he's laying down. But they can scour these bluffs in 10-15 seconds. They can jump up there, and they find however they can do it, but they'll get on top of these bluffs, just bam. And it'll take me half a day, just to get maybe halfway up that peak. But back to what we were saying, they would come in here and they would get pelts, beaver pelts. There would be water, and the beavers would come in and on the river and tear down the trees, and they would trap them. And so they'd take their pelts and they'd come up here and trade. They'd skin. They'd trade coon hides. There's a lot of coons, a lot of trees.
Okay, so this was here now before the main immigration began. This trading post had already been established.
The Indians would trade with them, and which, the Indians really did help the pioneers along the way. Controversial to what everyone says, where the Indians, were horrible to the.
I'm gonna interrupt you guys. What do you want for dinner?
Okay, we're going to shut down here. Hang on a minute now, folks. Okay, we're going to continue the video now, folks. And Annie's on this little kiosk here. It tells us about the fort. And it's just beautiful narration. Annie, read that to us.
Okay, Robidoux Trading Post. There is no enduring memory of the history that happened here. There is no one left behind to remember it. From faded pages of tattered diaries or survivors, several generations removed. We assign the early dwellers here and their purpose place in the westward migration. Engaged in the trade with the Plains Indians, the Robidoux family established a post on this site in 1851, sometimes referred to as the Winter Quarters. This venture followed an earlier post and blacksmith shop opened, operated by the free trader Robidoux just north of here on the Oregon Trail. Robidoux brothers Joseph, Antone, Louis, Michael, Isidore visited here. The further west trapping and trading of the most tribes as early as 1822. Research indicates that Antone, son of Joseph III, resided here with his Indian wife and children until 1853, serving as a post clerk. The reconstruction of this historical building in 1933 was a joint effort of the Gearing Tourism Committee, the City of Gearing, and the Oregon Trail Committee Foundation.
Okay, Annie.
And
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just we were talking about this when we came out here this afternoon when you drove me all the way down here. The trail came down here to avoid Mitchell Pass, which is a really tough place, and they had to hack it out later to get through there. It's quite a ways down here, and we were talking about a lot of this and about the families that were here and the history. You have an incredibly rich history here, don't you?
Yeah, it's very rich with not just the immigration, but the natives that were around here. I mean, it's beautiful out here. Who wouldn't want to, you know, start a family and, you know, settle right here? I mean, the views are just phenomenal. You won't see any other place that has the terrain where it goes flat to hills to having bountiful trees. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's quiet.
You don't mind living here yourself, do you, John?
No, I don't. But I've been here for 19 years, and I kind of want to get out of this and go see what else there is in the world. But
yeah, you got a nice spot here. Stick with it, son. And thank you, folks, for helping me with this and bringing me down here today. This is Sunday, June the 1st. At one of the most famous of all the historic landmarks along this incredible Oregon National Historic Trail, a place called Scotts Bluff. It's turned to be just an absolutely glorious day. There's Scotts Bluff there, and I'm entering the monument right here by this fence, and with a description of the Scotts Bluff, famous landmark on the Oregon Trail, 1840-1860. The sight of Scotts Bluff thrilled immigrants journeying west on the Oregon Trail. After weeks of plodding across the wild, expansive plains, they were confronted by this massive promontory rising 800 feet above the valley floor. The clay and sandstone bluffs looked like a dazzling fortress on a high-walled city. This impressive landmark was also a barrier. Badlands on the north side of the bluffs were impassable for wagons, and deep ravines ahead barred the way to Mitchell Pass. In the 1840s, wagon trains were forced to bypass this area. With engineering assistance from the U.S. Army, the Oregon Trail opened through Mitchell Pass in 1851. Just an amazing, incredible, beautiful, and historic landmark on the Oregon National Historic Trail. What a blessing to be here today and to share a bit of this with you. Okay, we're here at Scotts Bluff again on an absolutely glorious day. I'll be going over the pass there in just a minute, and they got on display here some oxen and a number of the old Conestoga wagons, different wagons that were used. And a real treat for me now is I'm here with a fella whose parents and grandparents were raised here, and he was raised here. Ron, I'm Sonny. It's a pleasure meeting you today.
Nice
Now,
to meet you, Sonny.
I had the folks, the Andersons, took me to Robidoux. Is that how you pronounce that?
Robidoux.
Robidoux Pass yesterday, and I saw the old trading posts, and there's a couple of dwellings around there. And a few moments ago, we talked about that, and I asked you about those. And what did you tell me about one of those dwellings? Who lived there?
The house right across the drive-in was my grandparents' house. Of course, it's been remodeled and updated a lot since then because my aunt lived there for a while, and now I don't know who's living there. It's rented out.
Nobody.
Huh?
Nobody's in.
Nobody's in
No, because they
Goldie's?
had that water break.
Oh,
But it's right there near the trading post. Well, I saw those places yesterday, and I think I saw the one you're talking about. So
yeah.
your roots go back in this place, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah,
What do you
that's-
think about? What do you think about that time and that era and those people that came through? 300,000 of them,
Boy,
Ron.
they had a lot of nerve to even start out like that, you know.
And they're the graves. The graves are on past there. Many of them who perished and never got any further than that pass.
There's 5 graves over there in Robidoux. Yeah. It was a rough life.
Well, I'm experiencing it. As I told you, I left Independence 34 days ago now, and I'm walking this thing. And I'll be in. And I didn't get your name, ma'am.
Mary.
Mary. I'm Sonny. It's a
Hi.
pleasure meeting you. I'll be in Oregon City, Willamette Valley, hopefully about the first week or second week in August.
Oh, you'll like that.
Well,
out there.
we've lived
Yeah.
in Oregon, so we know.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
She's originally from Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I married her out in Oregon.
Oregon.
Well, both of you got this wanderlust in you, don't you?
Yeah.
Did have. I'm out and growing it now.
Well, I am too, but it ain't going to get away, I don't think. Ron, could we have asked for a more glorious, Mary, for a more glorious day than this? This is just incredible, and the
These hills
history.
are just as green as I've ever seen them. We've had just enough moisture that the grass is
It
still
is
green.
glorious. I took a number of pictures coming up below here, and they are just spectacular. Anyway, Mary, thank you so much for taking a few minutes with me today. This will be on my website later, and you'll be able to see the video. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.
Thank you for coming out here, and we're glad you're enjoying